We have discovered an insurance agent, Shula Davis,
Hi there.
farmer's agent.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thanks.
And we need good, honest people. People always trying to sell me insurance, but I trust Shula Davis.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You've been doing it for a little while, or
Yeah, I've been doing it for a little while. I worked for another company before, and then
learned the
came
ropes
back
a little,
and
and
came back to my hometown and got my own insurance business. So
now where is it?
it's off of Willow and Herndon.
Herndon and Willow. Now, what stores are on that corner there, Herndon and Willow?
It's kind of right next to Walmart a little bit, the neighborhood market. And then we're right next to, I think, Willow Dental.
Okay, over by Willow Dental. You guys, if you can't find Shula, call me. I'll give you. Can I give him your direct number?
Yeah.
I'll pass that. Is that it? The 900-2744?
Yes.
I just gave it out.
Well, that's not my cell phone number, but they're more than happy to have it. 559-908-3143. Feel free to text me if you need something done right away. So.
Now, if you have buying a house, they should call Shula, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you got to have homeowners. In
Yes.
fact, they won't let you close escrow till you have it. So if you're about to close your escrow and they say, well, who's your insurance person? Just say Shula Davis. They will find her.
Yes.
So what other kinds of insurance do people need when they buy a house?
Well, I definitely recommend life insurance because most likely there's two people buying a home instead of one. Not in every case, but you want to make sure that if something happens to that other person that you're going to have some sort of, money to keep your life going instead of having to sell your property. Also with our homes, when we do home insurance, you want to make sure that you get replacement costs and not actual cash value.
Right.
So.
That's where a good agent, some agents just want to get your money, but those who take care of you will make sure you get, you don't need cash value.
Yeah.
You need to replace what you lose.
Yeah.
Now, I knew a couple, it's a sad story, and they'd been married for 8 years, and one of them was in a car crash and didn't survive.
Yeah.
And his wife then owned the house free and clear.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's a good insurance agent. Will make sure that the surviving spouse is taken care of. So.
Oh yeah, you want to make sure that you have some sort of income replacement. You want something for funeral costs and final expenses. I know it's kind of a downer to talk about, but it's something that needs to be brought up.
It's more of a downer if it happens and you're not ready for it.
Exactly.
Your spouse loses everything and loses their home because they didn't have a good insurance agent like Shula Davis.
Well, when I see, the donations for the car washes, I usually stop, I'll donate, and then for the people, for the family that are doing it, I do give them my card and I said, I'm sorry for your loss, but contact me when you get a chance because I don't want this to happen for the rest of your family, for you, if something were to happen. And, I always support car washes because it's families in need. So, but I want to take that away and make sure that they don't have to worry about doing car
So
washes.
there's no need, and it's just a couple bucks a month, and you're taken care of.
Yeah.
In case,
It's a little bit more than a couple bucks a month, but it depends on a couple of different factors. But, our underwriters are fantastic in getting quotes. I start the quotes and then the application process. So.
Okay. Now, what about drivers? You need car insurance these days?
Yes, it is required by law to carry car insurance.
When I was young, you didn't have to have it. Then you
Yeah.
were supposed to have it, but now you can't get a license or a registered car without it?
The DMV, you'd have to double check on that, but I do believe that they require for registration and whatnot that you have insurance. The one thing that I do want to make sure that people do realize is, you can get minimum liability for your car insurance. However, do you actually know what that minimum liability is going to cover? Liability limits, I don't ever recommend the state minimums for a lot of different reasons. If you do injure somebody, their medical costs are going to accumulate very, very fast.
Quickly, yeah. Now, grown-ups don't get insurance to make the state happy. Grown-ups get insurance to protect ourselves.
Yes.
And you see, I'll get insurance for 10 or 15 or 20. I don't know if it's that cheap, but you don't get anything for that.
No.
Except trouble if you're in an accident.
Yeah, I would never say anything bad about another insurance company. I believe that's bad business. However, I would definitely say that you need to check what your claims department would do for you. See what kind of claims have been paid out. There's reviews on people's claims that are paid out, and an insurance company is only as good as their claims department, honestly. And that's what I'm here for. I know our claims department is amazing. We're going to make sure we get you taken care of as quickly as possible. And, our underwriters as well as our adjusters, everybody works together at Farmers.
And there's nothing like buying this cheap discount insurance and then you're in a crash. When you're in a crash, you're shook up. I like to be able to call my agent and say, what do I do? And they calm you down, they talk you through it, they say, we're going to do this and this and this. And the discount, I know you're not going to speak against another company, but I will.
No, I won't.
It's happened to me. There's no one to call, or, we're closed till Monday. And, it's just you're shook up over it, and you need someone to talk to. And it's good to have a local agent, especially a farmer's agent like Shula.
Well,
Davis.
we do have a 24-hour claims department, too. So, if I'm in somewhere where I don't have service, I always provide my clients with their ID cards. Their ID cards has the roadside assistance number on it. And that way you can always talk to somebody. I usually am always in town, but there's a couple of times, a year that I like to go up to the mountains.
So where do they start? Now, I was going to ask you this. If somebody already has insurance and they just want to make sure they're getting the right deal, can they come to you and have you review the policies they have?
Absolutely.
What do you charge for that?
I do not charge
It's free to
get
do
quotes. It's no obligation quotes. We love to work up quotes. We love to talk to clients. I'm actually, on my Facebook page right now for Christmas, I've been doing a giveaway every week. So, I really try to take care of the community as well as my clients, because I do give back to teachers as well. I do anything that I can for the community as well as clients.
Okay. If it's time to renew your insurance, or it doesn't have to be renewal time, just run it by Shula. Make sure, maybe she'll say, nope, you're getting a good deal, just keep that one. Or maybe she'll say, wow, they're ripping you off or something. I don't know.
I do want to have that conversation with them. Do you actually know? A lot of people say full coverage. They don't really know what full coverage really means. And they're like, oh, I'm covered, I have full coverage. Well, what's your liability limits? And not a lot of people can answer that. And that's what I'm here for.
And do you think most people are underinsured or overinsured?
I think they're underinsured.
Most are underinsured.
Oh, like a big proportion of the population is underinsured.
And mostly it's for economics. But if you're going to be underinsured, you want to make sure it's the right place. You don't want your house to be burned down or your car or something that then you're left without. You want to.
Well, not only that, but we do have. I'm not going to get in big detail about it, but we have umbrella policies to cover your home as well as your auto. And even if you don't have a home, we have renter's insurance, and it's so important. I can tell you 2 instances this year. My neighbor had a fire in her apartment. It could have potentially burned down my apartment. And then in October, my whole downstairs flooded.
Oh, boy.
And this is, I'm an insurance agent. This happened to me personally. Luckily, I got I don't know how I got lucky. None of my stuff was damaged, but I do have that renter's insurance. I literally had moved stuff 2 months prior to this. If I wouldn't have, then it would have been a disaster, because I would have had like a $4,000 to $5,000 claim.
Yeah, if you're a renter and you think, I don't need or I don't want renter's insurance, call Shula, find out what it costs, find out what it covers, find out the risks, and make a decision. Maybe you'll still say, I can't afford it or whatever. But at least you know, and it's free to find out, because I've known so many renters that have had disasters that homeowners don't face the same disaster because they're required to have insurance, but a lot of renters just don't. So
well, half the time people do require you to have renter's insurance. I know my apartment complex does.
You have to have it,
but half of them don't even have it. And if the apartment complex were to find out, and I market to them too. I market to my own place that I live in, because I know the importance of it. And we're all connected.
One more little area I want to touch on. People just got married, they just had a baby. What kind of insurance should they have to protect their future?
They definitely should look into getting a life insurance for the baby, and for themselves. They want to make sure that if something happens to one of the spouses, that that child is going to have a comfortable upbringing, meaning the mother or the father is not going to struggle, because they're only going to have one income. And even though, like, say the wife or the dad is stay at home, they still, you have to think, if they were to disappear, child care. What are you going to do with child care? What are you going to do with feeding it? there's so many things that go into two incomes that people would be devastated if
Yeah.
they only had one.
Had one, yeah. Everything kind of folds up. Now, I had a million questions for you. Sorry. You came to be our guest. Anything you want to tell our viewers or anything we skipped today?
Well, I just want to emphasize that I do give back to teachers. Shauna Omar is definitely a teacher that I give back to on a regular basis because we're always in contact. And
You've adopted a
usually gives
classroom
me, yeah, she usually gives me a list. We're waiting until after break to start it back up again, but I like to give back to the teachers in the community because a lot of the times they have to buy their own supplies. Not all of them, but that's very, very important to, keep your teachers strong, and we love them because they're our future generations. So.
An agent that gives back to the community. Can you believe that? Well, Shula Davis does, and she's honest and she's professional. It's free just to talk to her, so find out if you're underinsured or overinsured, or maybe it's time you're looking at your policies thinking, man, this is kind of overwhelming. Shula will examine it for you and give you some free tips.
No obligation.
No obligation.
Quotes, so.
Now, is there a web address they should go to find you? Or
Yes, I do have a website. I can't remember I can't remember what exactly it is, but if you YouTube Shula Davis, you'll be able to get to the farmer's website. But I do have a Facebook at Davis Agency. So it's just at Shu, S-H-U. But I mean, you can find me, Google me.
Google Shula Davis. She's the only
Yeah.
one, I promise you. Or
I'm
Shu
only
or
one
something. You'll find, and if you really can't find Shula, call me. I'll give you her direct phone number and get you. Just get a good insurance agent. Start your life right. Or if you're older like me, just check and see what you have. And Shula's the one to talk to.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
Shula
you.
Davis, Farmers Insurance Agency. We'll be back with more Central Valley business right after this.